You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show podcast on KPEL965.com.
The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Gulf Coast Bank, your local community bank. Whether your financial needs are for an individual, a business, or for the whole family, Gulf Coast Bank has the knowledge and products to serve you best. With 9 convenient locations throughout Acadiana, you're never far from a friendly Gulf Coast Bank associate.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Spirit Airlines is reporting a better than expected quarter. It says bookings for the peak travel period over Christmas and New Year's were strong. The airline says it disagrees with the court ruling that blocked its merger with JetBlue, saying it believes the combination is the best opportunity to increase competition. Spirit says it's assessing options to refinance its more than $1 billion worth of debt, and discussions with Pratt & Whitney related to engine issues have progressed considerably. Travelers' shares are up nearly 7%. The insurer says its losses because of catastrophes were sharply lower in the recent quarter than the year before. Bitcoin prices continue to soften. The decline follows the rally sparked by the debut of the first spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI.
News Talk 96.5 KPEL, Breaux Bridge, Lafayette, broadcasting from the Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management Studios.
I'm Therese Crowley, Fox News. Donald Trump says his supporters will keep Nikki Haley and her Democrat support from beating him in Tuesday's primary.
MAGA's not going to be with her.
Fox's Madeline Rivera.
Former President Donald Trump won 20 of Iowa's 40 Republican delegates on Monday, and he's looking to dominate again in New Hampshire. His rivals Nikki Haley and Governor Ron DeSantis locked in a battle for second place. Trump threw cold water on Haley's chances of winning against President Biden in the general election. Trump's interview with Hannity was his first since winning Iowa on Monday. Registered Democrats can't participate in New Hampshire's GOP primary, but moderate voters in the state are very influential, and independents can vote in either party's presidential primary.
New Hampshire's primary awards 22 delegates. Delayed opening for snow for the federal government today, but it won't shut down due to lack of funding. Congress beat today's deadline.
The yeas are 314, the nays are 108. 2/3 being in the affirmative. The rules are suspended, and the Senate amendment is agreed to.
Continuing government spending at current levels until March. Connecticut Democrat Representative Rosa DeLauro.
Some of my colleagues would see that this government would shut down and don't care how hurtful that would be.
But Texas Republican Congressman Chip Roy says passing stopgap bills isn't governing.
It is Groundhog Day in the House chamber all the time. Every day. Yet again, spending money we don't have.
Fewer than half of the House Republicans voted for the stopgap. That could mean trouble ahead for House Speaker Mike Johnson. In Washington, Jack Callahan, Fox News.
The March for Life in snowy D.C. today. Thousands traveling from all around the country. Now that Roe versus Wade is turned back to the states, marchers' focus is the election and candidates who foster life. With events all around the Capitol, including one with the theme, Life is Very Good. America's listening to Fox News.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dinovite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Hey, to social engineering and leftist corporations, do they make you feel like we're kind of living in the twilight zone? Well, you're not alone. Now, our friends at Pure Talk, my wireless company, they know the silent majority is fed up, and I'm calling on all of those Americans, stand with a company that champions your values. The average family is saving almost $1,000 a year. Dial pound 250, say the keyword SAVE NOW. Do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first.
Your drive time is live and local. Hey, folks, it's me, Joe Cunningham, and my show, The Joe Cunningham Show, airs every day from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. You can get it all. News and commentary you can't get from anywhere else on the local, state, and national level, plus your calls and your comments through our KPEL app chat. It's a fun drive home here on the Joe Cunningham Show, News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
It's Timothy Green's first day at school.
Mom, I can handle it from here.
What's in his backpack? He's about to fall
Anything he might need. There's a box of tissues and Band-Aids. There's a whole first aid kit, actually.
You don't have to be perfect.
Have a great day. It's too much pressure.
Have the day you have. To be a perfect parent.
There are two people who want you more than anything. They'll make mistakes, but they will love you more than you can imagine.
There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Bikers Against Child Abuse empowers children to not feel afraid of the world in which they live. For more information, visit BACAworld.org. Our helpline is 866-885-9474. BACA, breaking the chains of abuse.
Dino's Pizza is like no other. It's family-owned and operated in the Acadiana area, serving the highest quality pizza on their signature crispy cracker-like crust. Make Dino's part of your family traditions, located at Bertrand and Collie Saloon.
The views expressed in the following show are those of the hosts or hosts only. They do not represent News Talk 96.5 KPEL or Town Square Media.
Everybody stay calm, be cool, just get your blood pressure down, chill out. My blood pressure is high enough for all of us, and I'll not be cool for all of us. Unbelievable what's going on in the special session, just unbelievable. It all started when I got the wind that Philip DeVilliers, and who's the Speaker of the House, and Cameron Henry was the Senate president, said, oh, yeah, we're going to share power with the Democrats. We're going to be bipartisanship. We're going to give the Democrats the power. And I went nuts, and we all went crazy, and we got beat anyway. Unbelievable. Anyway, how y'all all? Welcome, Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. Always good to be here with you folks. As we rock and roll, it is the most nonpartisan, non-political show on the air today, and the easy listening sounds of the Moon Griffon Show starting right now. Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management Hotline. Go to MatthewJames.com, MatthewJames.com. Let them help you with your retirement, investment, and things of that nature. So, when I knew we were in trouble, and that's why I sounded the alarms early when I was reading the article in the Devil's Advocate at the bottom of it. And all of a sudden, Philip DeVilliers said, yep, I'm all for giving power away. And Cameron Henry said, surely they got some great Democrats out there that could run committees with great skill set like Cleo Fields. And the Republicans continue. They did it with Bell Edwards. Reach in the grave and say, hey, would you like to be resuscitated? And the Democrats go, thank you. And the Republicans give us Bell Edwards. And we give him 8 years. And then we got a 2/3 vote in the House and Senate, and people celebrating high five. It's going to be different. Oh, man, it's going to be so different, Moon. You just wait. Skeptics like you, and I'm not a skeptic. I deal with a reality. You just wait. And then we putting Democrats in positions. We helping Democrats get out of the grave. They're buried. We got to go dig their rear ends up and bring them back. By the way, whose fault that Cleo Fields and Dustin Miller and all them are committee chairs? Whose fault is it? It ain't the Democrats' fault. It's the Republicans. It's the Republicans. Republicans continue to do this, and all in the name of, you ready? Bipartisanship and being fair. You won. They lost. You should tell them, get over it. Losing has consequence. Not in Louisiana. But our new motto, and I'm telling y'all, this is our motto, dead last and damn proud of it, because that's what's happening. I told y'all, if we don't move something big like closed primaries, and look, I don't like to say, look what I predicted, because my predictions are easy. I watch history. I watch what's going on. My predictions are easy. So forget I predicted it. But I told y'all we're going to get, what? A watered-down version of what they wanted. And I'd be dang if that's not what we got. And I'm not surprised. I don't even know why I get excited about that. I don't even know why I'm covering Louisiana anymore, because there's a big percentage of me just to go ahead and make it kind of a more regional, national program and go for it. Take a shot at it. Wow, what I got to lose? Watching Louisiana, Bumble, the Good Old Boy Network is alive and well through Republicans and through, not all Republicans, but enough to screw everything up. And that's what we're looking at. So really, the Womacs, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Mr. Mike Reese, and people like that, okay? The Cocktail Cousins and people like that. These people are going to do what they want to do. They don't give a damn about you. They don't care about the state. They don't care about the area. Just look at me. I'm a Republican and put me in charge. This is phenomenal. So what you got is Cleo Fields is the big winner. Cleo Fields is smiling. They pull him out of the graveyard. He's going to get a congressional district, and he helped beat back on closed primaries in his committee. See, what they told us Regina Barrow, don't worry, that don't mean nothing. That's a nothing position. She can't even vote. You realize she's on 2 committees, she can vote. Regina Barrow is sending out fundraising letters as the second in charge. Second in charge. Making money from the lobbyists, second in charge, because she was put in a position she didn't deserve. But boy, leave it to the Republicans. They can't make a fold over with one piece of bread and one piece of... They screwed that up. It dropped on the floor. They stepped on it. They smushed it. Phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And it's a bunch of Republicans. It's the Republicans. Not all of them. It's always about 20% of Republicans. Let me do this because I can't curse on that suck at a high level. Mike Reese sucks at a high level. Mr. Womack sucks at a high level. Gregory Miller sucks at a high level. At a high level. Cameron Henry and Philip DeVilliers, if it was me, I'd move them and start all over. I'd move them today. I wouldn't even hesitate if I could. It's folks, the reason you got 2/3 vote in the House and Senate is forget the bipartisanship that the media writes about. Oh, we got to do it. The state is in the problem that we have now is because of bipartisanship to not change anything. That's why we stay in this same direction. It's kind of sad. It's so sad. We're watching our people leave. We're watching them run out of here. Percentage-wise, maybe the highest in the country, in the top 3 for sure, of people. By the way, we mean compared to New York and California and Illinois. Wow, what a comparison. The only good thing to come out of the session is Bill Cassidy. Psycho Bill if this thing finishes, will have to run in a closed primary. Psycho Bill is history. The best thing Psycho Bill can do, go ahead and be a Democrat so he can run for Senate next time. That might be the only thing that came out of it. Rick Ward and Cassidy are trying to get him now to push the closed primaries back to 2029. Why do you think he wants to do that? Because he has to run in a closed primary in 2026. And if the Republicans give in on this, I'm done with all of them. The hell with them. I mean, why? What am I wasting my time for? I'm better off covering sports. It'd be easier. How about them Tigers? Kim Mulkey and them won last night. I watched some of the game. They played great. It was in and out, and they finally put it. You're only talking. I'd rather talk about it. It's easier. Cassidy, Rick Ward was a state senate leftist, Looney Tune, good old boy network fool. That fool didn't come on my program to talk about it. He went all around me just like Psycho Bill. They don't want any real questions. I'm not going to be ugly to any of them, but I'm not going to sit there and listen to the BS. I'm beside myself because, I wanted to have a little hope. And I hear Jeff help put these people there too. Cameron Henry, de Villiers. I knew both of them would probably be pretty weak. I didn't know they would start this damn week. So let me give you an example. We were told, don't worry about Regina Barrow. That ain't got nothing to do. Well, look at the results. I was told that by everybody, including the governor. Just look at the results. When I'm looking at them, I ain't too happy about the results. I can only judge on what they've done so far, which is nothing. Give Cleo Fields a congressional district and water down, close primaries. Don't take a big step because I've already read this. This is a step in the right direction. By the way, they're not using those words anymore. Let me give you the words they use. It's kind of funny because they know those words are horrible. Here's one. Step forward. I read that. This is a step forward. Let's see. Moving the football down the field. It's not a step in the right direction. We changed the wording. It's kind of like global warming with the climate change. Change the wording because we're not winning. I hope Julie O'Donoghue, or whatever her dang name is, tweets out this morning what I'm saying, because I hadn't missed on anything again today. So let me give you an example. We were told, well, Moon, look at the committees. This is what we were told. They're stacked with Republicans. Example, Governmental Affairs Committee that Cleo Fields got. Well, let me go over them. Cleo Fields, Sam Jenkins, and Gary Carter, all Democrats. 6 Republicans. Well, you got a real Republican conservative in Blake Miguez. You got a real Republican conservative in Caleb Kleinpeter. But who are the 4 other Republicans? Big Mike Feasey. They had to beg Mike, beg him to go with them. Gregory Miller is a joke. Mike Reese is a bigger joke. He's a court jester. He's a leftist. He's a Page Cortez person. He's one of the big problems we have down there. He is a problem. He's a leftist, good old boy neighbor. There's nothing conservative about the man. And this Glenn Womack guy that people have promoted, I've been laughing at him for years. These three Republicans, along with the 3 Democrats, make it a 6-3 conservative in that committee when they told me, don't worry about it. We stacked the committees. I was told this by all of them. Privately, on the air, don't worry about it, Moon. We got 6-3 Republicans. Oh, well, 6-3 Republicans. That don't mean nothing to me no more. 6-3 Republicans don't mean a damn thing to me. I don't care if it's 7. And we got a 6-3 Republican in the Supreme Court. How's that working out for us? We're having to do a redistrict because the Supreme Court won't hear the case. We got 6 Republicans, though. That don't mean nothing to me anymore. Go back to the Republican Party. You got to be joking. This is crazy. This is crazy at the highest level. This is our hope. This is our dreams. This is going to help people come back here. If I told y'all if we can't do this in a big sweep, we won't change anything. It's all going to be a step in the right direction. So these committees, by the way, I got some old committees that say, oh, don't worry, we got a big Republican. Gabe Furman's committee, which will probably have to hear a tort reform with the lawyers and trial lawyers. He got a horrible committee. I'll find his committee and come back. Anyway, let's take a break. I want you to call, folks. I'd love to get your comments on some of this. Look, I'm not the only one. I tell you, everybody didn't have to trip out. I trip out for you, but this is absolutely ridiculous. We'll take a break. Be right back. You know, when you're selling your home, one of the most important things you can even consider is, does that person really care about you? You think, oh, they're selling everybody's home. Nicole Spellman Group, they really care about you as a person. They want you to sell your home because you want to be stress-free on this thing. And you can't get there if you don't have somebody you have confidence in. Nicole Spellman takes away the stress of selling your home. You know, you can say goodbye to the guesswork when it comes to selling your home if you go with Nicole Spellman Group. Why? They take the guesswork out of it. They have a system called a home value estimator. It's a game changer for sellers, no doubt about it. If you go to NicoleSpellmanGroup.com, right on the homepage under sellers, click on What's My Home Value? Enter your address and find out what your home is worth in 30 seconds. That's the value of using Nicole Spellman Group. You know, that's why I trust the number one team serving the entire state of Louisiana, the Nicole Spellman Group, to sell my home. Go online, NicoleSpellmanGroup.com, or just Google Nicole Spellman Group. When you think about how you'll spend your money in retirement, what comes to mind? Probably travel, sunny beaches, and spoiling your grandchildren. But a recent survey found that over 30% of every dollar a retiree spends goes to taxes. Baby boomers were told for years to save money in their IRAs and 401ks and pay taxes later. Well, now that day has arrived, and boomers are shocked to see a third of their money going back to Uncle Sam. John Blanchard and the Matthew James Financial Group can help. What if you could protect all or most of your retirement wealth from future tax rate increases? Achieve a zero or near zero effective tax rate for most of your retirement years. Find out more. 337-366-8366. Isn't it time you got a second opinion on your wealth and retirement outlook? Learn how you could potentially kick the IRS out of your IRA. 337-366-8366 and online at MatthewJames.com.
Hello, Katie.
New words for step in the right direction, moving the football field down, moving it forward. Oh, my God. I was told, oh, Moo, don't worry. We got the committee chairs. Man, we got them. They can't do nothing. So, anyway, welcome back. Moon Reform Show, 844-766-6607. There's a Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management. I do need to calm down, folks. It's just, I'm so passionate about wanting to see our state do good, and then we give them the players. It's like the Dallas Cowboys. We give them all the players, and they screw it up. We got a great team in place, and we screw it up. By the way, kudos to the 28 in the House. They got 28 new House members, okay, that are Republicans. They all voted for closed primaries, every one of them. They promised and they did it. Before they get the lobbyists and the good old boy network gets to them, they did the right thing. I'm not going to name them all, but there's a lot of them involved in that. So that was 20 of the 60 votes they got in the House. Almost half. 48% of the votes in the House were new members. Okay? You had people like Neil Raza. Neil's been a joke. Neil has become such part of the system. I know him, but he's become a joke. He's just a joke now. He's just whatever the system says. Paula Pelosi Davis and all these people. So let me give you an example. So I was told, Moon, you got to chill. They ain't going to have no power or control. I'm not worried about the Democrats having power or control no more, folks. Follow me on. I don't care about them. I'm worried about the Republicans and who's in control. I mean, the governor and Cameron Henry can't even get stuff through, but he's the one set all these damn committees up. But in the House over there with Philip DeVilliers, what a doofus. Philip DeVilliers got a committee. Let me tell y'all what's happening when they tell you, well, we got all these Republicans. Republicans mean nothing. Hell, Bill Cassidy's a Republican, for God's sakes. So I looked at the committee, the insurance committee, where probably the tort reforms will come through that we can change our insurance rates, right? Well, if you look at the committee, if I'm reading this right, it's a 10-8. It's 10-8. 10 Republicans and 8 Democrats. I'm counting the chairman. If the chairman votes, he don't have to vote, but he can vote. So you got 10-8. 8 Democrats, 10 Republicans. If you have to do reform, here's how you set the committee up. You take the trial lawyers off of it. You take them off of it. But what did they do in this committee that DeVilliers set up? 8 Murderers Row Democrats, people like Mandy Landry, Gee whiz. Holy cow. Amy Freeman, holy cow. Then you put all these Republicans on there. And out of the 10 Republicans you pick, 2 or 3 of them are trial lawyers who are going to vote with the Democrats. They can tie up every piece of legislation 8-8. Well, Moon, you said we got 10. No, I'm giving 8 Democrats and 2 or 3 trial lawyers, at least 2. That's 8 votes. And you only got 8 more votes because you're losing 2 on the Republican side that are going to the Democrat side. So you got a problem here. You don't have 9 votes in there. You might have 7 or 8. So how are we going to do tort reform, folks, when the committee to do this is set up? And by the way, I know Gabe Furman. I think if Gabe, when you would talk to Gabe would look at his committee and go, this is tough. This is going to be tough to pass any kind of tort reform. You know, nobody's talking about tort reform. Remember, we passed the tort reform bill 3 years ago, that old step in the right direction, and 3 years later, we're not even talking about it. When they tell you they're going to lower your insurance rates, laugh at all of them. Laugh at every dang one of them. Because I don't know what they're talking about. So that's one of them. There's another. There's several committees that are like this, folks. That here we got the committees that can really, they told me, oh, Moon, don't worry about Regina Barrow. All right? And I said, wrong. That says the direction you're going in. Oh, don't. We got another committee, Judiciary B, headed by Mike Reese. John Paul Cousson. Okay? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 Republicans. But one's Mike Reese, the chairman, and another one's John Paul Cousson. That committee's probably dead, too, and it's a Judiciary Committee. But we got Republicans on it, and the guy heading up the committee is Mike Reese, who helped kill closed primaries. I know what I'm talking about, folks. This ain't good. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, my friend at Schumacher Homes, dedicated to making sure the custom home building is within reach for everyone. Your custom-built home. And Schumacher Homes does a great job of building custom homes. They're going to provide you with a dedicated team of specialists who give you choices and tools necessary to create your home and your dream home. The new year is a perfect time, right now, perfect time to take the first steps toward realizing your dream home. Schedule your free, no-obligation design and pricing meeting today by calling or visiting SchumacherHomes.com, SchumacherHomes.com, celebrating over 3 decades of crafting affordable custom homes. Schumacher Homes has always made it their goal to make the home building journey enjoyable, simple, and hassle-free. They're going to provide a devoted team to build your home. They're going to keep you up to date. Any tricks in the armor, they're going to come right to you and say, hey, we got a problem, we got a situation. Schumacher Homes will make it like you want it. SchumacherHomes.com, and let the professionals give you a free, no-obligation design and pricing meeting right now. We all use technology to make our lives simpler, but you may be losing a human touch with your customers. If your business telephone system is antiquated or you're near the end of a contract with your internet and phone service provider, it's time to contact Line 1 about their hosted phone service. They can set up with the technology tools to create a more personal relationship with your customers utilizing their state-of-the-art cloud-based telephone system. Line 1 has user-friendly phones, web meetings, video conferencing, and can integrate your smartphones with your office phone system. Imagine your smartphone integrated with your business phone system. With the Line 1 app, your office will have the ability to transfer calls directly to your smartphone. And when you make a call from the app, it will display the call ID of your business, not your cell number. Your Line 1 system will be intimately configured for your business needs. Check us out at Line.1. Line.1. It's time to talk to the professionals. Learn more about the technology with a human touch. Go to Line.1 and tell them Moon sent you.
This hour brought to you by Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management. Online at MatthewJames.com.
This thing on. Look at here. I got something I want to say.
welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607 is the number if you'd like to be part of the program. It's a Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management Hotline. Folks, by the way, I'm not the only one that's upset. I'm the one with the radio program, but I think a lot of people feel like I feel. I look at the redistricting, and all I hear is, well, the judge said, the judge said, the judge said, the judge said. So, you know, if there was Democrats and a Republican judge was saying this, they would go out in the public. They would massacre the judge from a publicity standpoint. They would beat up the judge. Just look what they did with the Supreme Court justice. And the things Chuck Schumer and them said about these justices, and they went after them. Republicans don't do that, and we shouldn't. But my Lord, I'm just trying to figure out, why would you put Cleo in this position? What deals were made with Cleo? I mean, there are a lot of people that went to vote. The voter turnout was small. Keep reading the newspaper. A lot of people went and vote for the conservatives, or at least the people that were saying they were conservatives. You know, and you just start asking questions. You know, it's kind of crazy. So just the close primaries is watered down. Closed primaries is exactly what I predicted it would be. But this district of just handing a district, one of our congressional districts, and not fighting for what we already have, I don't understand that. Well, we're not going to win. Okay, make the judge draw a deal. You know what they were putting out there? They were putting out, well, this judge might put 3 minority districts. I just do 3. It is no way in hell that you can legally do 2. How in the heck would they do 3? I just don't I don't understand why you think a judge is going to give 3, but that was the argument, because when you lose an argument, you just make up stuff. If you don't believe me, look at Psycho Bill and Rick Ward going out there telling people it's going to cost so much money. And by the way, on the closed primary, it's very disappointing Nancy Landry. Nancy Landry had a chance to step up too, but Nancy Landry stepped up on us. Oh, it's going to be expensive. We don't really know what's going to happen with this. Well, Nancy went with the Good Old Boy Network. I mean, look, this is the good news. A buddy of mine tells me all the time, hey, Moon, don't worry about it. Listen to me good. Republicans can't blame anybody. Republicans have nowhere to hide. 2/3 vote in the House and Senate, but we got all these fake ones like Mike Reese and this Womack fella. This is the problem. We put fake ones in there. And when you got fake conservatives, that's why let me tell you something. Another reason closed primaries didn't pass, the fake Republicans don't want to deal with it. They don't want to have to go to the Republicans. Just the Republicans say, hey, I'm a conservative. Well, let me look at your vote record, Mr. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Let me look at your voting record, Mr. Womack. Let's see if you are. They don't want to do that. It is a fact. They don't want to go to the supporters and the base of the Republican Party and say, hey, vote for me. I'm a conservative. Well, let me look at your record. No, don't do that. They running from a closed primary. They want it just like it is for themselves. This is a selfish vote. But the deal that was cut with Cleo Fields, I don't care if it's Jeff, I don't care if it's Cameron Henry, I don't care who did it. Why would you cut a deal with the devil? Why would you go make a deal with a dead party? Why do you want the devil's advocate to write good, nice things about you and they're not? I know I'm back and forth, folks, but both of them got me irritated as hell because it's got you irritated. You know? By the way, today, because the bill's not finalized on the closed primaries, Psycho Bill and Rick Ward, a former Republican senator, who, by the way, is as leftist as Cassidy. They're trying to get him to push it back to 2020. You push it back to 2029. If these Republicans do that, we have lost our minds. We have no chance to move this forward. None. Push it back to 2029. Why? Because Cassidy gets to run an open primary and get his Democrat Party votes. Brent Littlefield, Governor Landry would like to make structural change to the state. I agree with that. To improve it moving forward, any steps towards structural change, he'd be happy to see happen. We need big steps. Folks, we can't pay. This is the lowest hanging fruit of everything that Jeff and the Republicans are going to try to do. This is the lowest hanging fruit, and we can't take the big step. We can't take the big step. I don't. This is what bipartisanship looks like, folks. Bipartisanship means let's keep everything going just like it is. Let's just keep everything going just like it. Let our kids leave. Who cares? Political Insider said lawmakers were reluctant to approve a bill, you ready, that did away with jungle primary system that they got elected under. It's a system that we have to change among a lot of other big change. We can't change this. We can't change this. How are we going to change any of the things we really need to change? We're not. I'm telling you right now, we're not. Everything's going to be a step in the right direction, because we have too many Mike Reeses in the Senate. The Senate is where it went to die again. It's where everything goes to die because of the Mike Reeses and the Glenn Womacs. And now the Cameron Henrys and the Cleo Fields. But I ain't worried about the Democrats and Cleo Fields. Cleo Fields is walking away, falling out laughing at the Republicans. They are falling out laughing at the Republicans. Now, the sad thing about it is you people that voted for them, they're laughing at you too, because you thought a Republican would actually do something. We thought the Republican would actually do something. We thought they would actually stand up and say, enough is enough. We're going to change the state. And they haven't. We're going to give them time. Okay, here we go. We'll be a year 4 and go, we'll give them time. I'm tired of that. My friend, Paul out of Bossier, always said, show me. I'm a show me guy now. Don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything. I don't care what you're doing. Show me what you did. Don't tell me what you're doing, folks. I don't care what you're telling me what you do. Your mouth means nothing to me. That means nothing. Absolutely nothing. All these promises, 2/3 in the House, 2/3 in the Senate. Cleo Fields got what he wanted. All Cleo Field had to do is, look, we're going to keep the system in the name of bipartisanship. Oh, that good old word, bipartisan. We're last in everything because of bipartisanship. Bill Edwards set us in a place, I told y'all, we worse off. The trajectory of Louisiana is went in the same direction with a lot more money. And now everybody, we look at this and we don't change anything. Louisiana Secretary of State saw flag concerns about the original bill, projected could cost as much as $17 million each year. She don't know that. The Landry, I'm glad, the committee approved the gutted version of the bill, closed primaries 5-2. Gutted version. Is there another word we can use for that? Yes, it's called watered down. Gutted. We're using new words now. The guy on the radio keeps bringing this up. We can't use those words. Gutted version. Gutted. With a 2/3. Mike Reese. Mike Reese is a problem. Stan Womack is a problem, and they had 2 committees. This other guy, this Miller guy from West Bank or East Jefferson, he's a problem. He's the head of a committee, too. They're all committee chairs. Those guys are problems, folks. They're not going to help the state. They are problems. But don't listen to the guy on the radio. He's just a dumbass. Let's take a break. 844-766. Read your newspaper. Go read a text from Julie O'Donoghue or whatever her name is. That's what you need to do. Read where you can really get some good information. Unbelievable. All right. Taking a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. From the humbling beginning, Dino Hardwoods is strived to provide superior service and quality products for their customers. Hey, I know Charles Altman. He does a great job. If you're looking for lumber, Dino Hardwood stocks a large selection of domestic and import hardwood lumber and cypress. You ought to see that stuff. Exotic lumber, they got that as well. Trust in Dino Hardwoods when it comes to your exotic lumber needs right now. Molding, plywood, paint, and L products, they are ready for you. They got 3 great locations. The corporate office is right here in Broussard, Louisiana. There's an office in Shreveport on 2801 Valley View Drive and one in Tyler, Texas, 12492 Highway 155 North. Hey, if you're looking for something different and something new and somebody who will service you, it's Dino Hardwoods. I'm telling you, don't forget Dino Hardwoods. DinoHardwoods.com, DinoHardwoods.com. Great locations. They can service you. They can deliver. DinoHardwoods.com. Check out this great Louisiana company. Oh, man, I love me some Superior Grill. Superior Grill, the best Mexican food in the state of Louisiana, bar none, baby. They are the best, and you're going to love them, too. They got great drinks and food, and the atmosphere is second to none. They know what they're doing. They know how to serve. Hey, folks, you do know they cater. They do cater. Superior Grill, located in New Orleans, Shreveport, and Baton Rouge, Lafayette right around the corner. You're going to love Superior Grill. You're going to love the atmosphere. You're going to love the taste. They can handle anything you got. Folks, they got happy hours. They really serve the people. And you're going to love Superior Grill. I love it. You're going to love it. I cannot wait to go to Superior Grill. I've been going to Superior Grill now for 29 years. Let me tell you, I know all about Superior Grill. And I want good Mexican food. I'm going to Superior Grill. I want to see you there. We're going to have a blast.
Head over to Champagne.
Hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show, easy listening sounds of the Moon Griffon Show. Before I got Paul coming on, he testified yesterday. Real quick, Hollis in Baton Rouge, he's been waiting. Hollis, good morning.
Hey, Moon, good morning. I'm so glad you're on 107.3 here in Baton Rouge. We can get the truth about what's going on at the Capitol. I think like you, Moon, after the election, if someone, once Jeff won, if someone would have said, hey, Hollis, do you think there'll be any Democrat chairs on any committees? Well, I would have bet everything I had if there would be no. So I think as me and you and the true conservatives are feeling, it's really a punch in the gut to have this. And it's just unexplainable, and it's inexcusable. Cameron Henry and Philip DeVilliers, they would get run out of Florida as a Republican. I guess that was my expectations. I was thinking Jeff was going to come in and we were going to govern hard right. I mean, I'm ready to tell the Democrats, sit down, shut up. We're in charge. Yeah, you'll get a seat. There'll be 3 Democrats on a committee of 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. We'll give you that. But the chairmanship, and look, and you're absolutely correct, this watered-down version, if this is what we get out of this congressional map and closed primaries, we've lost. It's a freaking joke.
Hey, Hollis, one thing worse, only because I got to go out and leave you on real quick. So we had 2 things. We had the map, and we had closed primaries. They both went through governmental affairs, House and Senate. We give Cleo Fields that, and he gets to run both of them. And by the way, he got what he wanted on his map, at least so far, and he got to shut down closed primaries for everybody. Why would you put Cleo Fields? As mad as I'm mad at Cleo, I'm not. It's Republicans, and it's the leaders. It's the Senate president and speaker. And if I,
and like you, I was told, the first go, give him time. Jeff hadn't been sworn in for 2 weeks. Just chill out, Hollis. Well, just like you said a while ago before the break, actions speak louder than words, and we're living with that right now. Thanks, Moon.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, show me. Paul Hurd joins us for a few minutes. He got to testify yesterday. This is dealing with the redistricting. So, Paul, let me ask the big question is this. It seems like to me you got to go speak, and you got to say your piece, and you know more about this. You forgot more than what these lawmakers are voting on. But in all fairness, did you ever think they even listened to one word because they had made up their minds?
No, good morning. I think it's a good morning because I am in Louisiana and proud to be here. But let me tell you, the train already left the station. I did testify. The deal was cut sometime between 10 and 2 yesterday. Even the members of the committee did not get their official amendment until 5 minutes before the hearing. Oh, and they never gave it to the public at the hearing. And I mentioned that to the chairman, and he was unconcerned about the public having the information. And this is the start of 4 years, but this redistricting is something I don't understand in the sense that Judge Jock Wiener wrote an opinion 30 years ago, the last time we fought this outrageous racial gerrymandering, wrote a articulate, precise opinion that says what they just enacted is unconstitutional.
I say that again, Paul. What the slash district has already went to court before, correct?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, do it again.
Jock
Say that
Wiener,
again.
He is on the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Now, he was on the Fifth Circuit then. He is now a senior judge on the Fifth Circuit. He was on a three-judge panel, three-judge group. Of the three judges, Jock Wiener was the one from the Fifth Circuit, the next court up. And he has systematically analyze that district, and everybody admitted at the hearing again that it was race, nothing but race, so help me God. And the slash was adopted. What I'm afraid of is it was one of the few districting plans that were proposed that won't stop the litigation. That they're trying to, if the object was to end the fight over Congress, and to give in and agree to a second majority minority district, there were plans that would have protected Letlow and would have created two majority minority districts, but not safe districts. Heaven forbid that the voters would have to make the choice. But anyway, it was. The splits of the parishes, our communities, the people who vote for the school board in Caddo are joined with those who vote for a school board in Ascension Parish or in East Baton Rouge. I mean, it's obscene.
Why would our state? First of all, why would our state at all gift into gerrymandering when you don't have to? The judge says go draw and say this is the best we can do. I would have tweaked what we had or stuck what we had. We've never got a court hearing yet on what we have. That's not even fair. That's unconstitutional to have that. But the gerrymandering that you're telling me is so unconstitutional, but yet Republicans in the House and Senate and the governor are going to prove this?
Look.
It couldn't be approved without the Republicans. I want you to remember that.
I do believe. I believe everything that you're saying about approval. I think that this will be the devil made me do it vote for every legislator, Republican that alleges to be conservative for the rest of their life will be. If you look back, that was probably the worst vote I ever cast, and it's because it doesn't. The only thing it accomplished is it used the opportunity to use racial gerrymandering going north and political gerrymandering going south to kill Garrett Graves, as opposed to creating a competitive district for Julia Letlow. Yeah. And look, everybody knows that's what the difference was. But it's not that the political gerrymandering is not permitted. It is. The racial gerrymandering is not. And the racial gerrymandering is what everybody admitted was the reason that they created that district. So anyway, it was.
It was created. What do you say?
Can
I safely say this was? And why in the hell would you want to create a district for Cleo Fields? I would never understand. This guy has come back from the dead 14 times.
Look,
I don't understand that.
I'll say it differently. I don't care about Cleo. What I care about are the white and black integrated communities that are being systematically resegregated congressionally, so that you have to, the people in Rapides that are, most of the blacks in Rapides have to go to Baton Rouge, most of the white have to go somewhere to Ludlow in Monroe or elsewhere. The people in Caddo have Mike. If you're white, you got Cleo in Baton Rouge, somebody in Baton Rouge. We are creating race politics. And no one can say that district judge in Baton Rouge, she would never create this district.
Paulie, got to go.
So
Paulie, got to go.
Terrible.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you. We got to take a break. More to come.
Closed primary elections, they work. Governor Jeff Landry, U.S. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, State Treasurer John Fleming, all first elected to Congress under tested closed primaries. And President Donald Trump, elected in a closed primary, because all Louisiana presidential primaries have been closed for decades. It makes sense. Democrats shouldn't pick the Republican nominee. Liberals and Democrats should pick the Democratic nominee. Then all voters choose who wins on a final, simpler, shorter ballot. That's how states like Florida, the #1 U.S. economy, do it, because jungle primaries can lead to confusion and division before a final vote. Governor Jeff Landry is now proposing closed primaries. Go to legis.la.gov and click Who Are My Legislators to contact your Louisiana House and Senate members and ask that they support Governor Jeff Landry's closed primary bill. Liberal Democrats should not pick Republican nominees. Paid for by Protect Louisiana Values.
Show that's not immune to facts. The Dan Bongino Show here on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
News Talk 96.5 KPEL, Breaux Bridge, Lafayette, a Town Square media station, broadcasting from the Matthew James Financial Studio.
She can't handle it. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Former President Trump says his former United Nations ambassador Nikki Haley can't beat him in Tuesday's New Hampshire primary, and tells Fox's Sean Hannity.
But Nikki I know Nikki very well. She worked for me for a long time. She would not be able to handle that position. She would not be able to handle the onslaught.
Haley on Fox and Friends.
It's not personal with me and Donald Trump. This is about how do we save our country. I don't want my kids to live like this. We don't need to continue to live like this.
She's Trump's closest competition in New Hampshire. Ron DeSantis polling in single digits there. The president's son, Hunter Biden, agrees to a closed-door deposition for the House Republican impeachment inquiry of his dad.
On February 28th, Hunter Biden will be under oath answering questions from attorneys on these two committees. But, of course, members can always chime in, and we expect them to do so. This is no doubt a coup for Oversight Chairman James Comer and Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan, who both wanted Hunter Biden behind closed doors for a deposition in the first place. Hunter Biden wanted to do this all publicly. Then both men threatened contempt of Congress.
Fox's David Spunt. Members of President Biden's cabinet meet with top Mexican officials today about securing our mutual border. Fox's Ryan Schmelz reports from D.C.
Officials from Mexico making the trip to D.C. after a record-setting December for migrant encounters at the southern border. This comes after Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas visited Mexico a few weeks ago. Mexico, after the meeting, agreed to crack down on smuggling. House Republicans this week held their second and final impeachment hearing for Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, and President Biden is currently asking Congress to pass an additional $13 billion for border security. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
President Biden welcomes attendees at the U.S. Conference of Mayors winter meeting at the White House today. America's listening to Fox News.
New year, even a presidential election year, but we are still facing the same issues. You need to prepare for the worst. Protect your home, your family, and your investments. It's time to reach out to the Oxford Gold Group. They make it simple for you whether you are buying more gold, diversifying your 401k, or buying gold for the first time. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-995-GOLD and order the investment guide, or make a purchase of precious metals and get up to $2,500 in free gold. 833-995-GOLD.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.
Court-appointed special advocates, or CASA, are specially trained volunteers that help secure safe homes for abused and neglected children. Don't let these innocent victims slip through the cracks of our complicated legal system. Get involved today. Call CASA at 268-5111. This nonprofit organization moment brought to you by News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Every day, Mark fights retinitis pigmentosa, a blinding retinal disease. But even while his vision is taken, his family gives him hope. Because whether he's helping run their business or enjoying time at home with his wife and sons, Mark knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding diseases, providing real hope to those fighting vision loss. And our nationwide community of local chapters provides networking and support for people with vision loss, as well as their loved ones. Because the best way to fight against blinding diseases is to fight together. And for Mark, winning the fight against vision loss means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Learn more about how you can help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Your drive time is live and local. Hey, folks, it's me, Joe Cunningham, and my show, The Joe Cunningham Show, airs every day from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. You can get it all. News and commentary you can't get from anywhere else on the local, state, and national level. Plus your calls and your comments through our KPEL app chat. It's a fun drive home here on the Joe Cunningham Show, News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
The views expressed in the following show are those of the hosts or hosts only. They do not represent News Talk 96.5 KPEL or Town Square Media.
Hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us as we rock and roll. 844-766-6607 is the number. It's Open Forum Friday. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you have a comment about this, hey, if you think I'm wrong, call us, dial, let me have it. I wish Paula Pelosi Davis would call me. I wish these so-called elected officials, those tough people, you know, they won't. But y'all welcome to the voice. This is the show for everybody. Anybody wants to talk, you're welcome. 844-766-6607. Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management Hotline. You can always email me, moon at moongriffon.com. You probably know more than me, so it ought to be easy. You ought to just take your best shot. Maybe I'm wrong on all this stuff. Maybe what I really ought to do is just look the other way. Maybe what I ought to do is ignore all this. Maybe the best thing for the state is for me just to ignore state issues and move to national. You know? I mean, the system in Louisiana favors very few people. It's the big players, it's the lobbyists, it's the people that's close to it, the people that get the money deals, the people that get money from the Green New Deal and carbon capture, all the stupidity at the highest level. You know, people that they don't care if their kids leave. They don't care if your kids leave. They have a wonderful life, and they got a great life, and very few people are getting filthy rich. But they're getting filthy rich off the state government. So sometimes you ask, well, why care? Why should I even care that we're going to have another minority district? That's not right. Well, they got a third. That's not third of the people. It's nothing to do with that when it comes to redistricting, unless you want to just do everything on race. You know, and I don't know what deals were cut. Looks like to me a lot of deals. If Cleo Fields is your answer, it must have been one hell of a bad question. But I'm starting to wonder, what happened to remember I tell y'all all the time that if I was in a foxhole, give me a Democrat. Would you rather be in a foxhole with Cleo Fields or Mike Reese, who's a Republican? Give me Cleo Fields. Because I know me and Cleo's with me, Cleo's going to be with me. Would you rather be in a foxhole with this Womack fella, Glenn Womack, woke Womack as I like to call him now? He's woke. Would you like to be in a matter of fact, there was a piece on him, I want to say it was in my friend Jeremy Alford's piece. We're talking about how great Womack is and how he came along and how he was really great with Bell Edwards. And, boy, really a businessman from Calihouna, earned a reputation in his first term. He worked with Bell Edwards real close is what he did. He is a compromiser. He's a give-up guy. The soft-spoken Womack is playing a lead role in the current redistricting. He played a role. He was on the committee with Governmental Affairs Committee, and he played the role, too, in closed primaries, and he wouldn't vote for it. While Womack's sudden rise in Baton Rouge took some by surprise, didn't fool old Cameron, half-ass Henry, said it was easy for him to see Womack was just the right temperament for politics. Womack in response said, you ready? Now this is his conservative Republican. My approach includes being open-minded and mindful. Politics is often about personalities. You want to work with everybody, okay? You work with Cleo, you do want to work with everybody, don't you? Glenn Womack, woke Womack. This is what they want. This is what the media wants. This is what the system wants. The system wants everybody come to the table. We're going to be fair, and it's not. They lost. Republicans won. They lost. Why? When in the hell is the good old boy network going to pay the price? Or the reason they never pay a price is because when they get down there, they become part of the system, and they like it. Ask Bogus Bobo how much he likes it. He kissed more rear end than anybody down there. He doesn't care what rear end he's got to kiss. You drop the pants. He's putting the lips on it. That's Bogus Boye. That's a fact. That's who he is. He's in the system now. It's a shame. Joe stagnate. Oh, stagnate. One of the system guys. Louisiana citizens aren't clamoring for a change in our voting system. Oh, my God. He says closed primaries are more expensive, and those millions of dollars would be better spent on the pressing issues of Louisiana. Yeah, Joe, stagnate, hadn't fixed or done one thing. Not one thing to help Louisiana. Oh, yeah, we need those tax dollars. He voted with Edwards. He voted with all these bad Republicans. He votes with the system. He's part of the system. He don't want closed primary. He gets whipped. He gets drilled in a closed primary. He's worried about money. He wasn't worried about money during the budget last year. Stagnate, wasn't worried at all. He voted for the worst budget we ever had. The entire subject matter needs significant study beyond the special. We've had enough studies, Stagney. Mr. Stagnant, Joe Stagnant, we got enough dang studies in this state that made people filthy rich. You don't need a study. Look what the other states are doing. And they're all better than us in the economy. Why don't we study their economies? Why don't we study the states that didn't take Medicaid and spend another $600 million? He says instead of an end-around legislative process, let's focus more on people and progress and less on political parties and politics. Joe, you're the problem. You're the problem because of your stagnated brain over keeping this state as it is. Folks, I can go on and on with these people. It's a sin and a shame that the people demanded that we change. A 2/3 vote, and you got the Joe Stagnant Stagneys. Stagnant wants it stagnant. He wants to keep it the same. Joe Stagnant is a poster boy. Mr. Stagnate is a poster boy. Let's keep Louisiana where it is. Dead last and damn proud of it. If we can't do something as simple as closing the primaries, what do you think we're going to do on tort reform? What do you think? You really think this group of people with Joe Stagnant in here, you think old Stagnant really is going to do something to change our insurance rates? How many of you people think Stagnant's going to be the guy? He's going to man up now. He ain't. Is Mike Reese going to man up? He's not. See, a lot of these people down there make plenty, not all of them, make plenty of money. They don't bother them to pay a little bit more than their insurance rate. Bothers me, bothers you. This is incredible. Simply incredible. So I will tell you this. I always got hope. But I'll keep my hope in Jesus, because if you're putting hope in a politician, I'll tell you what, if you're a Democrat, and you live in the inner cities, and you look around this whole country, and you look at this country, and you believe the Democrat Party is going to deliver you to prosperity, God bless you. You need a lot of Jesus, because the Democrat Party is never coming to your rescue. The reason why I got the inner cities and the education and the drug problems and the pregnancy problem is because of Democrat Party politics. And people like Joe Stagnate. They want to stagnate you, but they want to benefit. It's a shame. This is what's in Baton Rouge. This is what's walking the floors. These are the people making decisions for you and me. And they always, we want to help the people. They don't want to help no people. They want to help the system. They're system people. That's who they are. The devil's advocate is a system. Julie O'Donoghue and this Illuminator, Illumasucker, whatever it is, that's system stuff. Don't change anything. Stay last. Stay last. That's what this is all about. It's just not right. Let me take a phone call. Let's go to Fred in Franklin, Louisiana. How you doing, Fred?
Good, Moon. I just want to say thank you very much for everything you do, educating people on what's going on in Louisiana politics. And I hear you talking about that you're thinking about going to a national agenda instead of just focusing on Louisiana. And I think what you're talking about is, the federal politics is exactly like Louisiana, right? Louisiana is a microcosm because they tell you to vote. Oh, you got to go and vote. That's the only way you're going to change the system. And every time you vote, this is what happens. Nothing changes. Everything stays the same. So if you think Louisiana is bad, just look at the federal government, how much worse it is.
I know, but at least I can live in a state and go around smiling. When somebody calls me about something, I'd say, not my problem. I just live here, do like everybody else. The other thing is, I got a different take on it too, Fred. You may have heard me say this before. I don't trust Republicans or Democrats anymore. I believe we got ins and outs. We got the ins, and we talk about them, and we challenge them, and then we take the outs and put them in the ends, and the ends become the outs, and they do the same thing the ends did. No difference. So we got a problem. But you would think, Fred, we could change the state way quicker than we could change the federal government. Follow me on this, I think the people in the state voted for major change when they voted for all these Republicans. But they're not even trying because of people like Stagnant and these other people. We're not even trying, Fred. That's my biggest frustration. The people voted for change. They voted for big change. But they didn't vote for what they're getting in the legislature right now.
Yeah. But do you think somebody like Jeff is going to be able to stand up and say, enough? I'm not going to be tied to these losers. Well, Fred, and we got to make these changes.
Fred, I'm going to just tell you, he lost on the they're going to declare the win, but the closed primaries. And I'm going to say what I said earlier. Don't tell me about it. This is Jeff, anybody now in politics. Show me. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. I didn't hear all the words. I want to see results now. That's what I want. So that goes for Jeff, too. We got to have results. We got to have results, and this is not acceptable. Not at all. So anyway, Fred, thank you so much, man. I'm just telling you what's on my heart because it frustrates me.
Me too.
All right, man. Thank you, brother. All right, we got to take a break. 844-766-6607. One of the best times on Friday to cool me down is to put something in my mouth. Let's see if Tim Metcalf and Dino's can do that. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Folks, you hear me brag about a new advertisement. South Star Urgent Care is the name you need to know. Listen, you look up, you're in the middle of the night, you're looking, God, where do we go? South Star Urgent Care. They open on weekends, they open at night, they can get you taken care of. If you're sick, if you're feeling bad, maybe you coughing, dehydrated, fever, flu, fractures, South Star Urgent Care wants to service you, and they're going to treat you like you want to be treated. They're going to get you in, get you out. You're not going to sit in a dark waiting room for a bunch of times. South Star Urgent Care. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. You know, you can register before you go and set your appointment. Hey, it's really cool. These folks at South Star greet you with a genuine smile and make you feel very comfortable. Folks, you're looking for the perfect urgent care? It's South Star Urgent Care. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. South Star Urgent Care. It's the urgent care you need. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. Folks, I want to tell you about one of my new advertisers, Adapt Concepts AC Service Repairs. Serving all of Acadiana, surrounding areas, and the Gulf of Mexico for over 6 years. Full-service AC and heating company, repairs, installation, and preventive maintenance, which is very, very important. Installation service, professional quality services, focus on creating value for you. Terms of certified technician, 24/7 customer service, and free consultation. I'm talking Adapt Concepts, AC Service Repairs. You want the professionals, you want the best, this is them. Purchase a qualified high-efficient system for maintenance, plus get a free 12-year parts and labor warranty. Wow, don't you want to know about that? Call them at 337-408-8202. That's 337-408-8202. 8202, or go to the website, adapt-ac.com. That's adapt-ac.com. Hey, folks, it's Moon Griffon with us. Hey, y'all, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show, the easy listening sounds of the Moon Griffon Show. And, of course, my special guest, Tim Metcalf. And, Tim, I said this earlier. I said, he's bringing Dino's Pizza. I said something to shove in my mouth so I'd shut up.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of your show on the way up. You're a little animated, but you know what? I'm not happy.
Tim, you know what? My emotions going into everybody else's.
Yeah.
Everybody you talk to are going, what are we doing right out to shoot? What you normally do is you get out to shoot and take care of your base. What's your base want?
Right.
Okay.
Get a few victories under your belt.
Absolutely.
And then tackle the hard stuff on down the road.
But it's being beaten not by Cleo Field, being beaten by Republicans who continue to do this. Right. Anyway, what you got today?
I got Pizza of the Month, Pizza de Medici.
People with that, because that's a bad dude.
That's a bad dude. It's kind of, I think, I kind of put an antipasta salad on a pizza. And it just, the marinated pepperoni and hams and peppers and onions and artichokes.
It sounds like a light pizza, but it's really not too light, is it?
Hey, you're going to call it. It eats light.
Well, it's lighter than a T-Rex, I guess.
Yeah. It's a food pyramid on the, it has all the colors and all the carbs and the vegetables. And eat that pizza and you're good for the day. So, and then we're doing the lunch special today. It's Jay's fried shrimp platter. Jay's our attorney, our corporate attorney, Jay Landry. It's fried shrimp with the French fries, and then we put a couple boudin balls, in-house boudin balls on.
I hope Maddie don't find out you got a shrimp. That's the funny thing about it now. I know you got Prejean. They got really good fried shrimp. Dino's got good fried shrimp.
We got fried shrimp.
I think it's more as an appetizer, ain't it?
It is. It's a
popcorn
shrimp, but we do it on a pizza, too.
But you know what she does? She get that, and she'll get sweet potato fries on the side. Because I'm still trying to figure out why your sweet potato fries are better than everybody else's. And I'm not cutting anybody.
No.
Tiny thinks it's because you actually fry them all the way through.
It's a little chef secret. We're gonna keep it that way. So yeah, and then I brought the Bon Ton rolls. I think they're going.
They don't. They never last.
They never last.
And if you saw Scott, he'd have just took the box.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah. I let him surprise me on the appetizer. I was running late, so we had to.
No, that's really good.
At the house.
As far as, of course, Dino's, you're catering a lot too, Tim. Don't you cater a
We did
lot?
for the holidays. And, we're starting to do more. We Dino's and Praise Jones more. We got a couple weddings on the books. We did Governor Landry's inauguration ball at Praise Jones. We got a couple more big ones.
How many people
We're doing the concert. We were supposed to do
the
the concert here, the Hangover concert here, but it got postponed because of the bad weather. So, yeah, we've been.
You
we
did
the Pink
Landry's
Floyd,
deal.
we did the Pink
What did
Floyd
you
deal.
serve them? Everything?
We did crab, bisque, and blew them away. I put so much crab meat in anything you could walk across it. It was thick.
Well,
They
if you
said-
want
they said
to
that's not corn
impress
and crab.
somebody, they're coming to praise y'all at
That's
that
right.
point.
That's right. Yeah, they said it's corn and crab. There should be crab and corn. But you're right.
That sounds like my buddy up at Shucks. He says he does this seafood salad. And he said the only complaint is not enough lettuce. That's kind of what you're saying right
exactly,
now.
Exactly.
But Praise
You're
Y'all's
right.
doing well, 2 great locations.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you're open 7 days a week on all your
7
restaurants.
days a week. Yep. We do 7 days a week. Do the brunches at the Praise Jones Concept, and we close that Sunday night. But 7 days a week.
Yeah, catering, and you got rooms, Tim, for parties
We
and
got rooms,
get-togethers.
we
I mean, certainly.
each property has private rooms that we can, it's harder on the weekend, but we can make it work. Get your time right, and we can fit groups in there from 12 to 112. So
Yeah, but a lot of times people are not just doing it on the weekends.
Right.
A lot of times they're doing it during the week.
Correct.
Because, I mean, you can go, like, walking to Dino's right here on Bertrand, and sometimes I go in there and go, wait, how long?
We had, Bertrand, we had 2 private meetings there last night, 2 of them. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're real versatile, and you can cater and deliver and bring all stuff to them as well.
Absolutely. We'll make it work.
How many people you served at the governor's deal? Do you even know?
5,000. We brought 5,000 portions and ran out, so we'll put it that way.
You cook. I was in the catering business, but I don't ever remember the 5,000
We cooked early and we cooked often. So
Yeah.
we started. We cooked it a couple of days in advance, put it in chub bags, and then reheated it, boil bags.
Yeah, but that's when it's good. After you put it in the refrigerator or freeze or whatever, you
it's
take
like gumbo
it back
the
out.
next day. Yeah. It's
Oh
always
no,
better.
no, I know it is because I've tasted. You're one of the first things I ate when y'all bought Praise Jones was that, and it was sucker was so good. I still get it when I go over. I might get it as an appetizer, but you can get it as a meal too.
That's right. That's right. It's a fact.
Okay, how do people get in touch with you?
Look, Facebook, websites, www.dinos.com, praisejones.com, Facebook. We're all over the map.
You looking for any employees right now?
We got a few openings. We're getting.
Well, I
we're
figured
gearing
you
up for-
always got somewhat
right.
open.
Well, we're gearing up for Lent. What's going on? So we're hiring in January to get ready, training. So we have we're pretty.
I'm not saying you're hiring 100%, but you might be hiring 2% or 3%. You always got movement in that business.
Yeah, movement. If you want to come in and apply, and you're a rock star. If you're a rock star, come see me. We'll find room for you.
No, all those. Those girls at Dino's give me hell.
Yeah.
It's not that I give them hell, but they give
No,
me.
not at all.
I would never do that.
Nah,
to them.
I know, right?
And when I walk
Right?
in the building, I start getting bobbed
right away,
and I'm thinking, what did I do to deserve this? And they all remind me, you started this.
You started.
Tim Metcalf, Dino'sPizza.com, PraiseJones.com. Tim, always a pleasure. Thank
Always
you.
a pleasure.
I told you he was hungry.
Happy birthday, Dustin Poirier, too. He's big 35.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Good thing he's winning. He wouldn't stay that long.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Thank you, Tim. God bless. Take a break. Be right back.
Closed primary elections, they work. Governor Jeff Landry, U.S. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, State Treasurer John Fleming, all first elected to Congress under tested closed primaries. And President Donald Trump, elected in a closed primary because all Louisiana presidential primaries have been closed for decades. It makes sense. Democrats shouldn't pick the Republican nominee. Liberals and Democrats should pick the Democratic nominee. Then all voters choose who wins on a final, simpler, shorter ballot. That's how states like Florida, the #1 U.S. economy, do it, because jungle primaries can lead to confusion and division before a final vote. Governor Jeff Landry is now proposing closed primaries. Go to legis.la.gov and click Who Are My Legislators to contact your Louisiana House and Senate members and ask that they support Governor Jeff Landry's closed primary bill. Liberal Democrats should not pick Republican nominees. Paid for by Protect Louisiana Values.
Oh, Shucks, you've been hearing me brag about Shucks. Been going there for many, many years. Shucks does a great job. If you like seafood, you got to go to Shucks in Abbeville. I'm telling you right now, there's shrimp, there's oysters, there's fish, all fresh every day right off the boat. So if you want something fresh and you want fresh seafood, you got to go to Shucks. Don't forget, if you're having a party, call Shucks. Let them cater the event for you, or you can go pick it up. Shucks, they're waiting on you. If you want a great time and you want great food, you got to go to Shucks in Abbeville. Shucks, oh, they're good.
As parents, we have a lot to be proud of. Our kids are smart, talented, and dedicated, but all of them are at risk. 1 in 3 Louisiana high school students use e-cigarettes, and every day more teens struggle with vape-related problems like nicotine addiction and lung damage. The time to talk to your teen is now, and we can help. Get vaping facts, talking tips, and quitting resources at BehindTheHazeLA.com. Sponsored by the Louisiana Department of Justice.
This hour brought to you by Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management. Online at MatthewJames.com.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. I figured that it was, I was like that Snickers commercial, Walker. I was in there getting mad and tripping out, and as soon as I ate something, I feel better. You show that thing to people tripping out, don't know what they're doing, they get a Snickers bar, and all of a sudden they're better. Well, I got better now. I had fried shrimp, a piece of pizza. So I'm really good to go now. Anyway, 844-766-6607. It's Open Forum Friday. It's a Matthew James Tax Wealth Management Hotline. Look, folks, I'm not leaving anybody out. Everybody knows I've been friends with Jeff Landry for a long time. I do think Jeff can do the job. I just felt like we may have had too many deals cut. And that's why the process is doing what it's doing right now. The alarm went off for me, and it did for y'all too, when we read that Philip DeVilliers and Cameron Henry said, I ain't got no problem giving chairmanships to Democrats. And I'm looking at some of these chairmanships, and you just think about this. You got a special session that means something. Got a special session that means something. Okay? You got redistricting, and you want to change to go to closed primary, something we need. And we need it. And your first move that you're going to make in a special session, you have Cleo Fields, chairman of the committee that both bills have to go through. Now, as mad as I can get about Cleo just didn't walk in and say, this is my position, or did he? Maybe he cut a deal, and that's how he got it. I don't know. But I go back to the words of DeVilliers and Cameron Henry. Half-ass Henry and this doofus DeVilliers. Oh, we got some Republican Democrats that we think will be fine. They'll be great putting in those committees. Their skill set. One of them, I don't remember which one. I think it was Cameron. Oh, the skill set's there. Well, Cleo Fields got some skill sets. I ain't arguing with that at all. If I want something leftist to happen in this country or state, I'll pick Cleo. Because he got skill sets. He got a lot of skill set. But it ain't the skill set to change the state. I'm telling y'all, folks, this is not good. This is not a good start. Okay? So now Jay Lunatic, according to Melinda Desolate, Jay Lunatic, Senator Lunatic, proposing to scale it back even further with amendments to remove Louisiana Supreme Court justices from closed primary and leave only congressional elections in the bill, which I said that'd be probably what they do. There's Jay Lunatic. You got Rick Wrong Way Ward. He's in that too, saying, don't start to 2029. I mean, this is really to the crazy point. This was the lowest hanging fruit for the Republicans. Lowest hanging fruit. Everything else can be tort reform. I don't see how to get anything done. If you don't get tort reform done, our insurance rates are never, ever coming down. And all you're going to see on TV is more trial lawyer commercials. That's what's going on. God, I would love to see it change. Good. Lunatic's proposal got shot down 2-1. I think they pretty much agreed to what they're going to do. The watered-down version. As predicted by the good-looking host between 9 and 12. Moving the state forward, I told you, if you can't do the easy things, how are you going to do the big things? And the people, you watch, all these names I mentioned, I can name a bunch more from Neil Rouser to Paula Pelosi Davis to Zero Zarang to Cocktail Couson. You can bet all the ones you've heard me mention, all the Democrats in this, every Democrat, I don't have to mention them. But Democrats don't have any control. They only have the control that the 2/3 majority of Republicans gave them, and not all the Republicans. The Senate president, which would be Cameron, half-ass Henry, and de Villiers. They only have the power that was handed to them by the 2/3 Republican that you and me sent to Baton Rouge to get things done. You and me sent them. They get there. People like Joe Stagney and them, people ought to be lined up to talk to him when he got back. But they won't. They won't be concerned. Because, Joe, most of these elected officials, they're very slick talking. That's why a guy like Bill Cassidy will not come on my program. Rick Warren never called me to come on. Garrett Graves, they never wanted to come on. Because I'm not going to sit here and listen to the BS. That's it. It's nothing to do with who's smarter, who's none of that. Senate votes 28-9 to add members of the Public Service Commission and the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education into the closed primary bill with congressional seats and Louisiana Supreme Court. That's fine. I think it ought to be everything. I think the Senate and the House ought to do it too, folks. The Senate and the House ought to have to go in closed primaries and statewide. That was the original bill. That's what should pass. That's what should pass. All right, let's go to Jody on the road. Jody, how you doing?
Doing good, mooning yourself.
Well, I'm doing this. I don't even know how to answer that right now. How about that?
Put it this way, me and you are in the same boat. I'm hot under the collar. My rear end is burnt to no end. I told you last week or week before, I emailed de Villiers, Henry, as well as Abraham. Still crickets. Still haven't heard anything from them. So that's a loud and loud message to me that we're just pheasants to them. Peasants.
Hey, let me tell you something. You talking about Mark Abraham?
Yep.
He's term limited. Mark Abraham don't give a dang about you, me, or anybody else. He's term limited. He don't care. If you looked at his voting record, not Lobby, which has become a joke, and not the Family Forum, which I like the Family Forum, don't get me wrong, but not those. Everybody's a social conservative. Everybody. But you go look at his real voting record and go talk to people behind the scene. Mark Abraham has been a thorn in the side of the conservatives. Now, Jody, that is a fact. He's a thorn in the side, and Mike Reese is another big thorn in the side because he thinks he's something he's not, but the people there don't realize that.
Well, Abraham needs to be a Democrat because the way I research voting records is through LA.gov. I'll pull up the bills and look and see who voted yay and nay. That's how I research voting records. But the reason I'm calling, the closed primary, it's kind of funny, the ad that played right before you came on was saying that a closed primary would disenfranchise voters. But funny how it didn't disenfranchise voters in the 2020 presidential election. But
great point. Great point.
The closed primaries, is that part of the Louisiana Constitution?
You know what? No, because if it was, we'd have closed primaries. I want to say it's a statute more than a constitutional deal. But if they vote for it, it becomes law. So, I guess if it's law, it's in the Constitution.
My way of thinking would be if Edwards put it as a constitutional amendment way back and passed it, then why can't they bring it up to a vote and let the Louisiana voters decide whether we should have open or jungle primary or closed primary?
Yeah, but you know what? This is my only problem with it. It's a statute, by the way, not in the Constitution. I didn't think it was, but
okay.
So here's the deal: you don't have to vote on it. That's why we voted on these elected officials. And by the way, this was an issue in almost every race that was run. They were asked, and almost everyone, not all of them, but almost every one of them said, "I'm for closed primary."
Right.
Every one of them, almost every one of them said it. So if they said it, just do what you said you were going to do. That's all, Jody. Just do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, when it comes to brass tacks, they just how the term goes. Oh, we're not going to kick the can down the road, but they continue to do it when it comes down to brass tacks. They kick the can down the road.
Yeah, this was probably the easiest thing they will have as far as being big. And they blew it and they watered it down. That was my fear, Jody. If you listen to me, I said this was probably going to happen. And it's because of it's not because of Democrats. I expect Democrats, the party of filth and hate, to vote bad every time. I expect that. But when Republicans who claim to be conservative go running around doing this, there's our problem. And it ain't all of them, Jody. It's always about 20% of them or so. If you team 20% with Democrats, you get beat.
And I would like to check their coffers or their bank accounts and see what's coming in when they do this, because there's an agenda, and it's got to be behind money. It's just ridiculous, But typical politicians.
Well, Louisiana's not going to change if we don't do big stuff. And we just blew one of the big things. But and giving Cleo Fields a congressional district and then telling everybody, well, the judge is, man, you don't have to do what the judge says. Let the judge do it if she wants to do it so bad.
Yep.
Now they started to say, well, we worried the judge may give them 3. The judge can't do that. The judge can't give them 2. If we could ever get our cases heard at the Supreme Court, they don't throw them out.
No, and they're making it about race.
It's always about race.
It's not race. It's about race, and that's another dead horse to beat. But anyway, have a good one, Moon. Take care.
God bless. Take a break. 844-766-6607. Matthew James Tax Wealth Management Hotline. We'll be right back. Folks, I want to tell you about one of my new advertisers, Adapt Concepts AC Service Repairs. Serving all of Acadiana, surrounding areas, and the Gulf of Mexico for over 6 years. Full service AC and heating company. Repairs, installation, and preventive maintenance, which is very, very important. Installation service, professional quality services, focus on creating value for you. Terms of certified technician, 24/7 customer service, and free consultation. I'm talking Adapt Concepts. AC Service Repairs. You want the professionals, you want the best, this is them. Purchase a qualified high-efficient system for maintenance, plus get a free 12-year parts and labor warranty. Wow, don't you want to know about that? Call them at 337-408-8202. That's 337-408-8202. Or go to the website, adapt-ac.com. That's adapt-ac.com. Folks, you hear me brag about a new advertisement. South Star Urgent Care is the name you need to know. Listen, you look up, you're in the middle of the night, you're looking, God, where do we go? South Star Urgent Care. They open on weekends, they open at night, they can get you taken care of. If you're sick, if you're feeling bad, maybe you coughing, dehydrated, fever, flu, fractures, South Star Urgent Care wants to service you, and they're going to treat you like you want to be treated. They're going to get you in, get you out. You're not going to sit in a dark waiting room for a bunch of times. South Star Urgent Care. Go to southstarmoon.com, southstarmoon.com. You know, you can register before you go and set your appointment. Hey, it's really cool. These folks at South Star greet you with a genuine smile and make you feel very comfortable. Folks, you're looking for the perfect urgent care? It's South Star Urgent Care. Go to southstarmoon.com, southstarmoon.com. South Star Urgent Care. It's the urgent care you need. Go to southstarmoon.com, southstarmoon.com. Man, you act like I was out the building. Walker, you better learn to defend yourself. Hi, hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. One more segment to go. Man, the Marcus East people came by and dropped some food. Oh, that's delicious. Walker, wait till you taste that. Tell me if you think that ain't good, that pork. Huh? Melt in your mouth, not in your hands. Ain't no doubt about it. You know, when it comes down to it, this is our state. We've put up with so much BS from the politicians for 100 years or longer. The answer, the things like, the things that we're going through, none of this has to be happening. There's a few people make a lot of money to keep the system like it is. Lobbyists are lobbying for them. I'm just telling you that when you look, if you want to look at the outcome of what the elected officials in the state of Louisiana have done for the state of Louisiana, and you want to have one metric that you would look at and go, this can determine what a state really is like. And I'll tell you, there's one. And you just got to go to one. There's a lot you can go to, but I'm telling you there's one you can go to and say, wow, I wonder what they're doing wrong there. And it's the out-migration of our young kids, Invest in Brightest, with nobody trying to stop that at all. Nobody. We're educating people and they're leaving. And the biggest metric that we could look at is, wow, young people leaving. My sister-in-law was at my house. She's got a kid, and these are very educated people. They both graduated at LSU. One was in Denver. I think he just moved somewhere in Arizona, and Scottsdale, Arizona. And one's at Birmingham, Alabama. And she told me again, she said, they're never coming back. They told her, I will never come back. It's just, there's so much more opportunity. And we got, Moneybags, Romero, and we got all these clowns, and we got Bill Evans going to make a lot of money on the Green New Deal. They're going to be filthy rich. And they don't care about the middle class. They don't care about the working class. If they did, what they do would reflect in the people that would be staying and the people that would be moving in, because we're a prosperous state. Can't fix our roads. Well, of course, if we could add new taxes, we could. That's not true either. We've added taxes before. It's the one metric that I can look at and go, Bill Evans failed us really bad. Bobby Jindal hurt us. Bill Evans killed us. He destroyed us. You can't tell the people in the media. I hope Julie O'Donoghue was writing that down, tweeting that out today, because that would be a fact. But it tells you everything. So when we get into these squabbles over closed primaries and all this stuff that we can do to change what we do, it's going to take a Herculean effort from a governor and a legislature. I mean, an effort like we've never had, and we got an opportunity to do that. And yet, here comes the good old boy network system in the Republican Party itself that can justify everything they do to their constituents who don't pay attention to this. It's by what they do and what they've done. Bill Edwards made everything about Medicaid expansion and raising minimum wage and federal money. Nobody stand because of that. Nobody's standing because of those proposals. Jeff's got some big proposals. But I'm telling y'all right now, if we can't pass this, they just passed the bill now. They want to kill the term limit bills. So here comes Big Mike Feasy with an amendment to allow voters not affiliated with the party to vote in either Democrat or Republican Party. Just let them walk in. Now, some states do that. We shouldn't do that. We ought to be ones that don't do that. They want to kill it. They don't want to do one thing to help us. Maybe this will kill it. This is bad. Somebody like me can vote in the Republican Party. I'm not in the Republican Party. And I'll tell you why I'm not in the Republican Party. Cameron Henry, Stagney, DeVilliers, Cocktail Couson, Crazy Shake Snotter, Blank Page Cortez, Bogus Bo Boye, all these type Republicans. I can't go in a party with them. They don't care. They do not care about you and me. They care about themselves. This is really simple. The metric of out-migration will continue. Well, Moon, they just started. They ain't done anything. They can't move anything because the system is going to beat them back. Higher ed's going to beat them back. Higher ed helped elect a new parish president right where I'm living. Leftist higher ed. So this was the lowest hanging fruit of everything Jeff has to do. And as many Republicans can screw it up, they're screwing it up. Joe Stagney, make me barf. Glenn Womack, what a joke. Mike Reese, oh my God. Neil Raza. These people just, all they want is the system. Because we're so dependent on state and federal government. They put us in this position. That's why I said the metric is out-migration. They have no intention. None. They got people like Paula Pelosi Davis and Zero Z Zarang still hanging around. They don't care. They have no intentions of trying to change something in the state. None. When they were in charge, what did they do? They went along with Dell, who devastated us. All right. When we get back, Hertz EV sales, they dropped them. I got a lot of this when we get back. And a guy, Mr. Ives, guiding Louisiana in energy transition. He needs to get the heck out of Dodge is what he needs to do. That and more when we get back. You have a great day.
Closed primary elections, they work. Governor Jeff Landry, U.S. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, State Treasurer John Fleming, all first elected to Congress under tested closed primaries. And President Donald Trump, elected in a closed primary because all Louisiana presidential primaries have been closed for decades. It makes sense. Democrats shouldn't pick the Republican nominee. Liberals and Democrats should pick the Democratic nominee. Then all voters choose who wins on a final, simpler, shorter ballot. That's how states like Florida, the #1 U.S. economy, do it, because jungle primaries can lead to confusion and division before a final vote. Governor Jeff Landry is now proposing closed primaries. Go to legis.la.gov and click Who Are My Legislators to contact your Louisiana House and Senate members and ask that they support Governor Jeff Landry's closed primary bill. Liberal Democrats should not pick Republican nominees. Paid for by Protect Louisiana Values.
For the absolute best in local Cajun food, check out Prejean's in their 2 locations in Carencro and Broussard today.
News Talk 96.5 KPEL, Brobridge, Lafayette, a Town Square media station, broadcasting from the Matthew James Financial Studio.
The final weekend of campaigning. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Before Tuesday's first in the nation primary in New Hampshire.
Former ambassador and GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley has a full schedule of campaign stops today in New Hampshire.
Thank you for having us. What a great spot. It's a great morning to be here. Chris, thanks for bringing us over.
Hitting Get Out the Vote stops as well as a rally this evening in Nashua. Former President Trump will rally tonight in Concord before Saturday night's event in Manchester. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will hold a few events in New Hampshire today. Then it's off to South Carolina, which holds its primary in about a month. His campaign is moving resources to that state after a disappointing finish in the Iowa caucuses.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. For Democrats, New Hampshire doesn't count, in effect, after the Democratic National Committee bumped South Carolina to the top of its primary calendar. So President Biden didn't register for the New Hampshire primary, but Democratic rivals did, including Congressman Dean Phillips, prompting an unofficial write-in campaign to support the president. On primary day, President Biden and Vice President Harris will be in Virginia holding a campaign rally for abortion rights. Abortion opponents are in Washington today, holding the March for Life.
Abortion expected to play a big issue going into this November's campaign, with both sides eager to talk about what's happening on the state level. For this group, though, that's coming out here, they want to talk about some of the resources that they want to offer to women who may be considering abortion that people may not know that they have access to.
Fox's Mark Meredith in D.C. Today's march coincides with the Supreme Court decision legalizing abortion, which was overturned in 2022, sending the issue back to states. The president holds a cabinet-level meeting this afternoon on border security.
Officials from Mexico making the trip to D.C. after a record-setting December for migrant encounters at the
southern border. Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. House Republicans still trying to impeach Mayorkas. America is listening to Fox News.
It's 2024. Do you honestly think the government is looking out for you? Do they have your back? We have political chaos, global wars, no border protection, and our leadership telling you about pronouns and electric cars. It's time to take a hard look at protecting yourself and your family. It's time to visit the Oxford Gold Group. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-995-GOLD and order the investment guide, or make a purchase of precious metals and get up to $2,500 in free gold. 833-995-GOLD.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Some student protesters are no longer suspended in New Jersey.
Rutgers University lifting suspensions on its New Brunswick campus for students who the school says took part in disruptive and destructive protests last month in support for Palestinians. The school still imposing one-year probation periods, but students there have their own demands that Rutgers cut all ties with Israel.
What you're seeing here is this anti-Semitic movement that is continuing on these campuses.
Florida Republican Rep. Corey Mills telling Fox News that Rutgers shouldn't cave, rather expel the students.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. The Biden administration has opened a civil rights probe of Rutgers' Newark campus over complaints of anti-Semitism. A bill aimed at more transparency about civilian stops made by New York City police is being vetoed by New York Mayor Eric Adams, a former officer who says it will just create more paperwork, hurt community policing, and is not in the best interest of public safety. The American Civil Liberties Union disagrees, accusing the mayor of refusing to acknowledge the scale and scope of NYPD stops, which they say disproportionately target young men of color. A popular online retailer is scaling back.
Wayfair is laying off hundreds of employees. Its CEO Niraj Shah says the company went overboard in hiring during a strong economic period. Wayfair has done several rounds of large layoffs in recent years. Demand surged for home improvement goods in the pandemic, but since has softened. The current round of layoffs amount to 13% of its workforce, about 1,650 employees. Wayfair is based in Boston. It had around 14,000 employees at this time last year. Jenny Cosola, Fox News.
Just getting word, the oldest living Masters champion has died. Jack Burke Jr. was 100, a member of the World Golf Hall of Fame. Stocks are higher. The Dow's up 127. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.